Welcome to our first Zoom health party. We're trying something new so that we can maybe hopefully reach further distances. Normally I host these in my home and in other people's homes. This is going to be so much fun. So thank you so much for joining us, whether you're here live or you're watching the replay. Thank you for taking the time. I know there's probably like a million other things you could be doing right now, like folding laundry or doing your, yard work or dishes, but instead you're here with us. So thank you so much. Okay, so I want to share with you some nutrition information and teach you a little bit about what we're doing as a company to help us all end the trend to chronic sickness, disease, chronic fatigue, all of these things that are just plaguing us, especially as Americans. What I want to start off with is how are Americans doing in the big picture? We're talking about worldwide. We should be like with all of our health information and all the research that we do, we should be like number one healthiest country in the nation, right? In the world, right? But we're not. We are actually number 35. So Spain, Italy, Iceland, Japan, Switzerland, these are all top five. We are all the way down at 35. Why are we so low? Maybe you're already pretty well versed in what's going on in the world and how we really are in the business of treating and putting band-aids on sicknesses and diseases. We don't get to the root cause. And I think that's been really the source of our problems. We're not getting enough nutrients in our diet. They are showing that there was a study done on 22,000 people. Not even one of them, not one person out of 22,000 people got the 10 specific
Wow.
nutrients that we are looking for in our regular diet that we need. What are those? A, C, I mean, just the basic nutrients we're not getting. So sorry, I have an interruption. Two independent studies show incredible nutrient depletion in our food sources. For example, there's 30% less vitamin A and vitamin C, 53% less in spinach than there used to be in 1950.
Hmm.
That means you are, even if you're eating all of this food, you're getting less vitamins from the food. We are all trying to get all these nutrients from our food. We're like, I eat healthy, I eat spinach, I eat all these good things, but I'm not getting the best nutrients. So they showed from 1950 to 1998, you could eat one apple in 1950 and you get put 4.3 milligrams of iron. In 1998, you'd get 0.18 milligrams of iron. That's crazy. You have to eat 26 apples to get the same amount of nutrients from one apple from
Mm.
1950. Same thing with the oranges. You could eat one orange in 1980 and get calcium, iron, A, C. Now you have to eat 8 in order to get those nutrients. Okay, so most people are supplementing. We're getting our vitamins wherever. We go to Costco, we go to Amazon, and we are supplementing, but we're still getting sick, right? We're still having issues. We're still having chronic fatigue. We're still having all these issues. So are they working? Think about it. Okay, there were some studies done. In the Consumer Reports, the FDA found hidden drugs in nearly 50 dietary supplements sold on Amazon and eBay. What? Some of these tainted products were labeled Amazon's best choice. This
Mm.
is really scary because think about it. We are trusting what's on the label to be inside the product and not anything else, right? Joint supplement contains undeclared drug. It's an anti-inflammatory. This was the FDA did a lab analysis on the supplement that's supposed to have glucosamine and omega-3s, but it had an anti-inflammatory drug in it that can cause blood clots and strokes. And some people it could have
Um,
interactions with other medications that you're on, but it was not put on the label. Bloomberg news reports no evidence of aloe vera found in aloe vera juices from Walmart, Target, and CVS. That's insane. There's
Crazy.
no aloe on the in the aloe product when they tested it. Same thing with elderberry syrup. It's like, oh, get elderberry syrup. Well, in 68% of the powders that were tested by consumerlab.com, not one bit of elderberry. In fact, they had other things in it like powdered rice, beans, peas, wild carrots, but not elderberry. So you're not getting what you think you're getting, right? The New York
Wow.
State Attorney General reported that GNC, Walmart, Target, Walgreens herbals do not contain any herbs at all. They have other weird ingredients, like even like grass. I mean, what do we need grass for? Tainted probiotics. Okay, this one gets me because see, I have this little child here. This little one is so cute and I just adore her. Can I finish?
I need to
Hi.
know something.
Okay, hold on 1 second. What do you need to tell me?
Just listen.
Okay, go talk to Daddy about it. I'm in the middle of a call. He should be out there. He's here. Okay, so a tainted probiotic. There was this company and they advertise to me all the time. I see this company on Facebook and it's constantly like, they must spend a ton of money on advertising. They had an infant probiotic supplement that was tainted with a bad bacteria for 19 months and they knew about it for 19 months. And they finally, when they got caught, they issued a recall. It was a voluntary recall. Nobody forced them to because you should know that vitamins and minerals are not, and herbs are not regulated by any agency. So
Right.
you have to know the company that you're getting your vitamins and your supplements from is reputable and has integrity. Those things are so important. Okay, there was this multivitamin study by consumerlab.com. They tested 21 different vitamins, multivitamins. These were all store sold, grocery store, probably expensive too. Out of that 21, they took out 11 because 52% of the ingredients did not match the label. That's like more than half. So that left him with 10 to do this study on. Okay, they took 3 more out because they didn't dissolve when somebody took them. So that left us with 7. Out of the 7, one of them contained lead. So they had to take that out. So that left them with 6 of the best they could find in the stores. Okay, they put it into a study. They took 2,000 stage 4 cancer patients. They gave 1,000 those 6 brands, and they gave the other 1,000 a placebo. And the people with the placebo had no change in their cancer. Okay, but the people that got the 6 brands of the best they could find had an increase in their cancer by 32%. It's insane. Okay, so what do we want when we're looking for a supplement? Why would we want to vet the company that we are using to put into our bodies, right? Like we have to live with this body. You get one. That's it. And how do you want to live it? Do you want to live it sick on prescriptions, on all these things in the doctor's office all the time, feeling yucky, waking up, feeling achy, all these things? I don't know, not me, I don't. So you want to look at some criteria. Are they made from whole human foods? Okay, this is so important. Human food chain, right? Like there are supplement companies that use pond scum, duck feathers. I'm not kidding you. Or even lab-made ingredients. And those are not going to help your body. I'm sorry, they're just not. They're gonna, you actually might have the opposite effect of what you're trying to accomplish. So it is just so important. Our bodies were designed to take in nutrients from food and process them and use the nutrients and then eliminate the waste. And that's the way that God designed our bodies. But unfortunately, our food supply has been very, very altered. And it has been, we have stripped our soil of nutrients. We are genetically altering seeds, and we're doing all these things to our food. And then we, supplements make a lot of money, right? Like people make a lot of money selling supplements because people know that our food is depleted. And so they're mass producing all of these vitamins and minerals, and then they do really good labeling, right? Like it looks so good, like all natural. They might even say that's from Whole Foods, but they don't have a pharmaceutical license. So that I want to touch on next. So is it produced with a pharmaceutical license? Now that pharmaceutical license is so important because what it does is it lets it's like a level of integrity where the FDA checks the labeling to what's actually inside the bottle. So with a pharmaceutical license, I can tell you that the FDA randomly selects supplements from the company. They test the supplement and they look at the label, and if there's anything added to it, they would pull it and recall it. If there was anything not in there that they claimed, they would pull it and recall it. Okay, because that's what that pharmaceutical license requires. Now, I can say that the company that I work with has been around since 1958 with a pharmaceutical license and has never had a single product ever recalled. So I feel confident. I love that. Has a company done human clinical trials using their supplements? Do you have clinical studies that show improvement? For example, and I'm going to get into some more specifics in a few minutes, but like for one example, does the fish oil reduce inflammation and by how much? Can they say in clinical studies, yes, this is what it's meant to do? Now, you don't want to just use oh, I found out omega-3s are really good for inflammation. I'm going to go to Amazon and like find the one that has the best reviews. Are the reviews the ones that you want to trust? Not me. I wouldn't trust it. Okay, and then the last thing is, are they published in peer-reviewed publications? So what a peer-reviewed publication is where one scientist tests a specific nutrient, right? And then they come up with these analyses and they say, okay, so for example, omega-3s can reduce inflammation by 68% in 8 weeks. That's what ours does. And another scientist sees this study and they go, I'm going to test that. Is that accurate? So they come, they do the same test, and if they get the same result, it gets published in a peer-reviewed publication.
Oh,
This is incredible. And we have that on many, many products. And I'm going to talk about 3 specifically here in a minute. So these have all been in clinical trials, published in peer-reviewed publications, and they've also been, pharmaceutical license comes with the territory, and also made from whole human food source foods. Okay, I love this because I have a magnesium, for example, and people go, well, I'm on this one and these are my symptoms and this is what it causes. And I go, ours is made from broccoli, radishes, and kale. And it works. I sleep great. It's a natural muscle relaxer. It keeps me flowing. I love our magnesium. It also helps with mood. It helps me stay calm. It can help with anxiety, all these things. So good. So I love that I can say, well, these are the ingredients and they're food. They're fruits, vegetables. Okay. So I want to talk about something called Treanin. Nobody knows what Treanin is. It's like, what's that? Treanin is incredible. You guys are not going to believe how incredible this is. This is like the best kept secret in the world, in my opinion. This is my favorite product ever. So what Treanin is it's the whole grain fats. These are stripped from all of our food sources. There's no way you can get this in your diet unless you are growing your own grains and you're processing them yourself and you're eating it within 24 hours because you're probably not going to do all that. So I'm guessing you're deficient in Treanin. It's a 3-in-1 and it's 2 lipids and 1 sterol from whole grains. And what these fats do. They're so good. They help your cell lining. So we all have, we're made up of trillions of cells, right? Every single cell is important. And if your cells are damaged or they're not healthy in the outer lining of it, you can't get good nutrients into the cellular level, right? And then even if what does get in there, so this is from your food, right? Even what does get in there can get trapped in there because the waste can't get out. So there's a natural flow for all of your cells that takes in nutrients from food that you eat or supplements that you take and also eliminates waste. What this Treanin does is it increases nutrient assimilation by 50%. That
Wow.
means 50% of the nutrients that you're getting more get absorbed into your cells, and it increases detoxification by 55%. And this is all in clinical trials, okay? And it's in published peer-reviewed journals,
Wow.
this specific product. So it is absolutely incredible. Now, what happens with fats is they spoil within 24 hours, which is why they took it out of all of our whole grain foods. They can't keep anything on the shelf. So what we do is we prevent any oxygen or light getting to it in a capsule. And I think Nadine's going to show at the very end what that looks like in a Pro Vitality pack. Okay, so there was a study done on this product in 1950s at the Hollywood Presbyterian Hospital. This product improved the nutrient utilization so much that people were struggling with hormonal issues got better. People that had thyroid issues got better. It supports the adrenals, it improves sleep, it improves energy. I can't even tell you. I love this because I have like multiple jobs and 4 kids and I homeschool and I volunteer and I do all this stuff. I need the energy. This is where I get it. This is my secret right here. It improves mental health. It aids in nerve transmission and brain activity. This is like the best kept secret, I'm telling you. Okay. The next one I want to talk about is called a carotenoid complex. Most of you have probably heard of beta carotene. Beta carotene is one carotenoid, okay, out of our company, specifically our company, discovered. It was our scientists, okay, not business people. They discovered there are over 600 different carotenoids in nature, okay, in foods. Beta carotene is one. There was a study done on beta carotene as an isolate, and it was also come from a synthetic source. So I believe one of the synthetic sources is actually algae, pond scum, okay? In 1994, the New England Journal of Medicine showed 29,133 smokers took a synthetic beta carotene for 10 years, resulting in an 18% higher risk of lung cancer and heart attacks. Now,
Oh
I don't
my
know about
goodness.
you, but if you're taking a supplement, what if it was increasing your risk for heart attack and cancer? Seriously. So you should know what you're putting in your body. It's so important. And I think this is true all across the board. What are you eating? What are you drinking? And what are you supplementing with? Okay, here's more information about our carotenoid complex. So that beta carotene is just one, and most companies just sell the beta carotene. Our company, though, has 562 of the different carotenoids in our complex. So we have one pill that you get, and it has a patented blend of 15 beyond organic fruit and vegetable families. What the carotenoid is in the fruit is it's like, picture a tomato, for example. A tomato does not wither up and go rancid in the sun, right? That's because of the carotenoid in it. So it's what makes it bright red. It's what makes it protected from the sun and actually thrive in the sun. So the carotenoid is so important. It actually is like one of these essential nutrients that our bodies we're all missing because who's getting 15 fruits and vegetables per day, right? And organic and also not totally depleted. So in a USDA research, our company also has been tested by USDA researchers because we have been
Mm.
pioneers in
Wow.
so many different nutrients. We've talked about carotenoid complex for 50 years, and it's just now, like in the last 10 years, started to come to light that it's important that we need it. So anyway, the USDA researchers discovered using our products for their studies that it's clinically proven to boost immune cells by 37% in 20 days, mind you.
Wow.
Okay, that's better than any flu shot you can get. It increases your natural, like, immune killer cells by 20%. It curbs cell oxidation by damage by 44%. Now, oxidation, think about cholesterol, right? We all are worried about cholesterol. We go to the doctor and you're like over a certain age, and the doctor is going to say, you need a statin, you're this age. We don't want you to have high cholesterol. Cholesterol is not the problem. The reality is when cholesterol oxidizes, it hardens, and that's what then can like cause plaque. And then that's what can cause strokes and heart attacks. Well, if this can prevent cell oxidation damage by up to 44%. It also can protect against cholesterol-related heart disease by up to 500%, and this is in clinical trials. Okay, this is incredible. So all of this
Amazing.
benefit in our clinical trials shows the benefits in 20 days. Okay, so some side effects to taking our carotenoid complex is it can balance an overactive immune system. I know a lot of people that suffer with autoimmunity. The carotenoid complex can help balance that out. So because it's from whole foods, your body kind of knows what to do with it. So it's not going to harm your immune system, even though your immune system's overacting, right? Like so it can slow aging because it's the cell oxidation, right? Oxidation and inflammation are two evil twins of aging. So it
Mm.
slows your aging. It helps you to avoid colds and flu. It lowers your risk of abnormal cells. It reduces cognitive decline, and it strengthens your vision. Okay, so I know your story. Nadine had been to the doctor recently and her vision got better, and I had the same experience. My last two doctor's appointments, my prescription got lighter. So
Mm.
I mean, from our personal experience, it works. Our carotenoid complex is juice extracted, dehydrated, organically grown, non-hybrid, vine-ripened, non-GMO fruits and vegetables produced according to pharmaceutical regulations published in peer-reviewed journals. So that's what you're getting when you're taking ours. Okay, the last one that I want to talk about is our fish oil. So we have an omega-3. It contains all 8 omega-3 fish oils. This one is clinically proven to reduce inflammation by 68% in 8 weeks. It's standardized amount of all 8 naturally omega-3s, so it's complete. So many of the omega-3 supplements, I always go to the grocery store and I look, I'm like, oh, that one only has 3 DHA, we have all 8, and we would never compromise on that. So that's the reason that they work, all 8. The other thing is they're cold extracted from fillets, so they're not heated, damaging the omegas, and they're tested for over 200 impurities. So we have a zero tolerance. Our scientists are so outstanding that they would never let lead, mercury, all these things and get into our products. If it doesn't meet their standards, and I'll tell you a quick story about that. Our company tests for potency and purity with every single batch they receive. So they test it in our own labs, and they're able to determine if it meets our quality expectations or not. And if it does not, they won't sell it. And we just recently got a batch of a shake, that we sell. And they said, we're taking it off. We're going to have a little bit of a back order because this one did not meet our expectations. And so I've seen it in action personally. They genuinely will not sell you something that's not going to be exactly what they claim. Okay, so what's some benefits to omega-3s? It's good for your heart. It's good for your bones and your joints. It helps with your memory, brain health. It's amazing for baby if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. Helps with headaches, migraines, reduces mood issues, inflamed prostate. It's also an anti-inflammatory. And in the last probably 10 years, have swapped out like Motrin and Advil for my omega-3s, and it works even better. Because, Advil and Motrin usually like wears off after so many hours. My omega-3s don't. Okay, so we're published in the New England Journal of Medicine, the Journal of American College of Nutrition, the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, and oh gosh, so many more publications. We're all over the place. Our scientific advisory board was started by Dr. Arthur First, who also he invented or started the School of Toxicology, and he also invented oral chemotherapy. But when he did that, he realized it had some pretty harmful side effects and hated that. So he went on a completely different journey down nutrition. He wanted to figure out how can we prevent cancer, and from the very start, what nutrients can slow down, any tumor growth and stuff like that, and what can also help to shrink cancer cells. So we can't claim to cure or treat or prevent any disease, but that was his mindset when he went into this. So he started our scientific advisory board way back in the late 50s, early 60s. And he stayed with us until he was very old and passed away. But now we have outstanding scientists that I have personally met, and I highly recommend if you get a chance to come to Impact Summit, you'll get to meet them too. Impact Summit is coming up in a few weeks, and we might have some extra tickets and rooms available. So if you want to join us, come with us. You'll get to meet the scientists and hear from them speak, and it's just such an incredible time. Okay, I just want to say really quick, we do also have something called protein, which are Pro Vitality. So we have a multivitamin, the omega-3, the trannin, and the carotenoid complex. 4 pills come in one box or one packet for each day. It comes in a box, 30 days worth, and you can do that with a protein, and you've completely filled in the gaps of all the things we're missing out of our diet. It's so good. So the protein powder, I just want to say really quick, protein is so crazy. Like in the grocery stores, if you pull them, they have tested the Clean Label Project. They tested all kinds of proteins, and they found cadmium and lead in 70% of proteins that they tested, and BPA in 55%. There were 134 tested.
Wow.
That's toxic. This stuff is causing health problems. We got to be really careful. The
Yeah.
Organic Consumers Association and Clean Label Project study found 86% of heavy metals or in collagen products. I got my face done with an esthetician. It was like a gift, and she goes, "Oh, just go get any collagen in Costco." And I'm like, I know this. I'm like, there's no way I would put that in my body. No way. Because it's going to cause cognitive issues. It's going to cause all kinds of health problems. Forbes reports protein supplements are spiked with cheap fillers. The FDA charges protein supplement supplier with mislabeling product and lacking quality control. So if you get protein and Pro Vitality, you're filling in the gaps of the things that were essential. Fruits and vegetables, omega-3s, your multivitamins, and your protein. You get all of that, and your fats, your good fats for your cellular health and nutrient absorption. You get all of that. It's so simple, and it's actually affordable if you think about it. Because if you were to get all those nutrients from food, you would spend at least 10 times the amount on food. So it comes out to like $3 to $4 a day or something like that if you're going to get the whole, breakfast pack. And we also have a ton of other things, products that are also equally amazing quality that can help with other things. So, for example, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, all of these different things, we have different nutrients that you've probably been missing in your diet for a really long time, which have led to these ailments. And so we can replenish that. We have all kinds of products. So, whoever invited you to this or shared this Zoom call with you is the person that you want to connect with on how to purchase. But I want to turn this over to Nadine because Nadine had a few things she wanted to share. And Nadine's heart is to serve and love and help people really genuinely. I've never seen anybody so authentic and desiring to help people. So, Nadine, if you want to share a few things, I'll hand it over to you.
Can you say something too about when you say that it's the highest standards that we have because we're in Europe and we're in Japan? Can you address that?
Yes. Thank you so much for asking that. Yes. So, I had somebody ask not too long ago about why we're not USDA organic.
Hmm.
And I've talked to some of the scientists, and they said, well, we're not USDA organic labeled because we are organic in more than 50 countries. So,
Mm.
most of the world doesn't recognize USDA organic as anything special, and it's very
Oh,
expensive. So yeah, we
wow.
are actually in over 50 countries and have been for many years, and most of these countries have much higher standards than America.
Wow. Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Stephanie. I just love you so much. And when Stephanie first shared this with me, I really wasn't on board right away, as she knows. But when she started explaining to me why whole food nutrition is so much better than synthetic, that's really, and some of the testimonies of people who had been strengthened. And, with COVID, a lot of people were concerned about their immune system, right? And, we're in summer right now, but they're saying that, the flu season comes in and it's really important to have your immune system good. And I've seen all over Facebook a lot about what you were saying, cellular nutrition.
Mhm.
And so I've just been learning. I learned from you today. Every time I hear anything with wonderful Marilyn Plum, who has so much knowledge. She's been not been sick in 30 years. And of course, Jim McAfee, who is available to share their wisdom. I mean, that's just amazing. And so when you presented this to me, one of the things that appealed to me, Stephanie, was that you allowed us to try these products for 90 full days, not 30 days. But you said, Nadine, it's really no risk. You can try these products for 90 days. And
Mhm.
if you don't feel like you've got more energy, you're sleeping better, you don't really feel like your pain level, you get all your money back.
Mhm.
What integrity of this company? It's 90 full days. So I wanted to just show a little bit. So I did. And I have been talking to so many people. And I guess maybe it's because, you're young, Stephanie, but younger people have problems too. But a
Oh,
lot of people in my age bracket, they're struggling with osteoporosis, osteopenia, osteoarthritis, and some people get migraines. Thank God I never have problems with migraines. But people are struggling macular degeneration when you get older, and it's like this, like you said, we only get one shot at this. It's our body. And just research lately, and I'm sure some of my Facebook friends have been seeing me post on there, what the difference between synthetic and made from real food. And
mhm.
it's amazing. And also, um, the pharmaceutical license is huge.
Mhm.
The health industry and the cosmetic industry.
Okay, wait, let me pause you there though.
Yeah,
What did you say to me when I said we have a pharmaceutical license in the beginning?
I didn't even know what it was.
You
Is it?
said, I don't want anything to do with the pharmaceutical
Oh,
industry.
yeah. No, no, pharmacy, and people are becoming more aware of organic, they're buying organic food. And I want to say this too, and you've said it before. These supplements, they are going to, if you're eating a lousy diet, you'll get some help from it. It isn't only the supplements. We do want to encourage you to eat healthy. Stop eating a lot of junk foods, I mean, a little bit on the weekend, give yourself a treat, but try to make good choices that you can. But one of the demonstrations that you've done that really impressed me was the vitamin E. When you took 2 glasses of water and you took the number 1 vitamin E, what do you call it? Gel? What do you call those things? It's a
Yeah,
gel thing.
it's an oil, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's in a gel, right? It's in a
A gel capsule,
gel
yes.
capsule.
Mhm.
And you took the number 1 and you took ours. And I've learned so much about this. This is real, and it never stops. Really, we are educators. We're educating people to make wise choices. Anyway, and so you took that one and you pricked it and you dropped it in there, and then you did ours. Well, the highest one, it just stayed at the top. And even when you did the spoon, it didn't it wasn't in there because it's made from petroleum. And they
Yeah.
can say it's natural because it does come out of the ground, but it's
Yeah.
petroleum. And then
Yeah.
you did ours, went like this, and the whole water thing got cloudy,
Mhm.
showing that it was actually absorbed. So I'm convinced, personally, I am convinced. And I've been reading about nutrition for a long time because I was a hippie. And I always tell everybody, I'm still a hippie. I'm just a different kind now. But anyway, I started reading about nutrition back in the 60s and 70s, and I was raised on a little farm. So we had fresh eggs for, like you got your chickens, I'd go and get this stuff. And so and my mom used to read stuff about, that. And so I was always kind of curious about nutrition. And I had read, before I talked to you, I read that a lot of these supplements that people are taking end up in the sewer.
That's so
And
true.
somebody just told me recently that their grandfather or their father was a plumber, and he would have to empty out the septic tanks, and he found tons of vitamins in there.
Wow.
So people are spending this money thinking that they're helping themselves, and they're not. They might get a little bit out of it. I'm not saying that they won't get any, but not. So this is our Pro Vitality. So this was what I first started with. And this is the little, I love that it's a little packet. So I can just take it with me, stick it in my purse.
Mhm.
And like you said, it's got the treanin, it's got the carotenoid, it's got a multivitamin, right?
Yeah.
And it's got one of the omega 3s.
Can
So
I say something? Let me say something. See how the carotenoid is black
yeah,
and the treanin is a very thick, dark green, and that
yeah.
prevents light getting to it.
Oh, I
The
didn't know
oil,
that.
it protects it. Hmm.
Okay. And we've got wonderful things where the like you said, the omega 3, that the inflammation will go down.
Hmm.
And so I've heard people, um, Angela had knee problems. She was getting a masseuse. She has this masseuse that would come. Oh, my knee hurts. Oh, my knee hurt. So she started taking 3 salmon oil or omega 3, and then Marilyn said, if you're still feeling pain, increase it to 1 more, and then if you still feel pain, increase it another 1, and that's what really got me excited. She said, Mom, I don't feel the pain. So this is what I take. Okay, so I take the Pro Vitality and I do the shake. It's actually a meal replacement, they said, and so I'll do the shake, and that's got the protein and the enzyme, so it's not been heated, right? So
Right.
I'm really into enzymes. I knew that a long time ago, that as we get older, we have a bank of enzymes when we're younger, and I already knew this before this whole thing, that when kids, they don't get acid indigestion, they don't get GERD or anything. Why? Because they have a high bank of enzymes. And the
Mhm.
enzymes are what rebuild your skin, your hair, and everything. But as you age, you don't have as much. And
Yeah.
so this has a lot of enzymes, but I also, because like I said, I knew this before, I already take our enzymes too. We have enzymes. And I love the fact that it comes in these little packages.
Yeah.
Because
One thing
sometimes,
yeah, and you're mentioning enzymes. These protein shakes are actually soaked in enzymes, and
oh,
they say it's pre-digested, so it's so easy on your digestion. And most proteins are very hard for your body to digest. So you're absolutely,
oh. Well, see, when you take the enzymes, like, okay, here's the thing, even with ours, if you're eating a big salad, you don't really need enzymes that time. But if you're eating a heavy meal,
Mhm.
you're gonna have to, well, the enzymes that normally, see, here's what happens. This is what I learned from Harvey Diamond. The hardest thing that your body works at doing is digesting food. Did you
Mhm.
know that? He likened it to a 9 mile swim. By the time you eat that hamburger and what it has to go through, and the enzymes are the worker bees of your body. That's what goes to work to break down the nutrients and get it into your cells, right?
Yeah.
Well, those enzymes are supposed to build up your skin, your hair, your nails. And if you are not getting enzymes, it has to go and rob the enzymes that would have been doing that to go and break down your food. So I've known this for a long time. So
Mhm.
I do. So I take a couple of enzymes. Where are they? Well, I don't have them right here. But I take, but you know what I did get? I got the Betazyme because I found out too, this is for my age bracket, that as you get older, you don't make enough hydrochloric acid, right? And so
Yeah.
can give you digestive issues. So I love this little packet too because it's got the enzymes, the little, oh, and they taste good. I mean, they're like
I
raspberry.
know.
They're so easy. And another thing I notice about these, they go down really easy. I can do three at a time and they just slip
Mhm.
right down my throat. Anyway, and then it's got the two little beta jets. So I keep these in my purse. And this way, if I go out and I did it last night, I had a big hamburger and I had a little bit of a salad and I thought, I need to have these. So that's the only, I mean,
Let me say something about the beta jess.
yeah,
So many people have this misinformation that too much acid, if you have too much acid, it causes acid reflux and GERD and all these things, but it's
yeah,
actually the opposite. So when you don't have enough, it often comes up and it's regurgitating and then you have acid reflux. So you actually need more hydrochloric acid
mm,
in your stomach. Your body needs acid in order to digest. So think
just the
about
food.
this also. There's tons of talk. I hear this all the time about parasites and about food poisoning and all this stuff. If your stomach acid is doing its job, it's going to help eliminate food poisoning. It's going to help
Mm,
eliminate parasites because your stomach acid is the strongest acid on the planet. It is
wow.
so strong. It burns all of that stuff, and that's part of your digestive process. It's so important. Anyway, I just had to say that.
And you know what? I was sick one time with a cold and I called Marilyn. You know what she told me to do? Have a protein shake.
Yeah.
Because it has to do something with it helps with your antibodies.
Yes.
So I mean, I went, okay, so and then okay, because I'm older, I'm way too young to be this old. Anyway, I am concerned right now at 80 years old. This came to me at a good time of my life, Stephanie. And people have heart and osteoarthritis and all these different things. And I mean, what I love about our products is we actually have a protocol for, like the basic thing is, you could just go ahead and just do the Pro Vitality, and this is another thing for me is we have so many wonderful ways to get our products too that, if you can get 25% off.
Mhm.
Actually, there's a way to get 25% off. I can go over that later, but I'm just going to tell you there's a way that you get 10%, you could do 20%, and you could get 25% off, which is really nice. The one thing about I love that when you get the 20% off, you have to do the auto ship. They're so generous, this company. They're so ethical. They love God. They have integrity.
Mhm.
And I heard this that somebody asked the CEO or of all the things that you would say to be successful in a business, whether this business or anything else, what would you say is the number one thing to be successful? He said, keep your eyes on Jesus.
He
Oh,
told me that. He told me that.
you're the one that told. I thought, wow. And you know what? I want to tell you my heart. I love God and I really love people. This is not a business that I'm doing to do a business, blah, blah, blah. No, I want to help people get healthy. I want to help people get off medication. And that is really, truly my heart. And again, like I said, what company will let you have 90 days to say, switch stores? If you are on synthetic vitamins, if you go to Costco, maybe don't throw them out. Don't throw them out. Put them in a box, put them in a cupboard, and switch stores for 3 months. And at the end of 90 days, if you don't feel that these are better and cost efficient and everything, get your money back, go back to Costco. I mean, that's all we're really asking people to do is just try them. Well, I want to show a couple of other things that I just recently got because of my age. So I am struggling. I'm not accepting it, but I have had numbness in my toes for about 3 years. They did all my blood tests and it's peripheral neuropathy. It's idiosyncratic, which means they don't know why. I don't have diabetes. A lot of people that are doing chemo will have peripheral. So I've been looking up what helps it. And I found out a lot of the B vitamins. So just recently from you, I got the stress pack. It's got a lot of B vitamins. Yeah. And I think I'm already noticing a little bit of difference. You know what? Stacy stands on her feet. She works at Tesla and she's on her feet all the time. She's been having foot. She's been taking the magnesium. It's really helped her. Is that amazing?
Yeah.
This you just told me about with the upbeat. This is really good for circulation. It's good for your heart, right? It's got the beets. And were you telling me what the beets are? How good beets are? Somebody was just telling me how
Yeah,
really
nitric
good beets
oxide.
are.
Nitric oxide. And you know what? I just want to say something about this. Ours is in a powder form, and I have heard from our scientists directly that in order for your body to use nitric oxide, it has to mix with saliva. So any beets pill that you swallow is not going to give you the same benefit. Your saliva activates the nitric oxide for your body to
Wow.
utilize it.
Wow. Well, I know a lot of people that have a juicer, they will juice beets or something like that.
Yes.
And then, so this is just me. I'm not, and you know what I really appreciate about this company too? And Jim and Marilyn and you, I appreciate that. Well, one of my friends tried the products. She was already taking a lot of vitamins. So for her, she just switched stores. Some people don't take, they take one a day, one of those one a days, right?
Mhm.
And they're not used to taking different vitamins. And so I really appreciate that Jim, you and Marilyn will say, you know what? First of all, look at your budget. You want to stay within, we're not trying, don't go and spend money that you can't afford. I mean, this is like, even if somebody just went with this, right? This is a good foundation. And so they'll even say, even if you need to take something for this, something for that, don't do it right away. Start out slow. And as you get used to taking this, then if you want to incorporate something more, then you can incorporate. So I love that they're not trying to get you to buy a ton of products immediate. You might which I have added a little bit at a time, but that you don't do that right in the beginning. You just
Can I
start
say
out.
something? Let me say
Yeah.
something about that.
Yeah.
That box is less than 1 cup of coffee at Starbucks a day.
Yeah.
It's $3 a day.
Oh,
$3.
wow. One of these a day.
Yep. And
Okay.
so you spend that, we spend that more than
Can
that.
you say something now? I always had vitamin C in my house. Because if I got sick, and a lot of times we have the chewables too, don't we?
We do.
Okay. So can you just say something about why the Super C works good?
Sure. Our Super C is very unique in that it releases over time. So it's not time released. There's something different about ours. It actually just absorbs through 6 hours. Most vitamin C is in and out of your system in 30 minutes. That's
Wow.
that's just vitamin C. So you eat an orange, the vitamin C is in and out of your system in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
The way that our scientists have put it together, they sort of like layered it so that as it goes down through your system, it
Yeah.
releases slowly, not time release, just through 6 hours. So you're getting the benefit for a while. Vitamin C is so important for so many things.
Yeah. For my skin, for the face, I was reading about that. And oh, I got to tell you this. So, I hesitated because I kind of hesitate. I look things over. I'm a researcher. Because I'm a legal secretary. When you first told me about this company, I went online. Lawsuits, recalls. I have a friend who's taking some, they're made from Whole Foods, okay? They are made from Whole Foods. We're not the only company. She gave me the name of it. I went online right away. How many, if it had any recalls? That company had 3 recalls of their products. And I thought, we haven't had one. The ethics, the integrity, there's nothing like this company. And I think the
And they
pharmaceutical,
test every single batch. They don't compromise
yeah.
on that.
And the pharmaceutical license, I read this on another website that you need to really look into the source of where they're getting their products. So my very last one, I mean, we have how many do you know how many products we do have on our website?
I don't know. We have a
But I
lot.
got to tell you this, I got to put in a little plug for this. I had 3 little bumps on my cheek. And I thought, what is this? Is it cancer? Right away. Oh, so I went online and when you get older, sometimes you get these little, I don't remember what they call it, but little bumps. 3. And I tried, I tried some stuff. I went to Ulta and I got like this special stuff. Anyway, I decided to give our organic skincare line a try. And it was reasonable. I got the whole set though. So I thought, well, why not? I tried it. Do you know what? 2 of them are gone. What
Well,
is it? What is it about our organic skin care that is so good for our face? I know there was one called, what is it called? La Mer,
La
something.
Mer. Mhm.
Yeah. So just say a little thing about this organic skincare line that we have.
So yeah, we source a lot of our ingredients for our organic skincare line from France and from other places in the world
Hmm.
that so we can get the best quality. And we actually our products compare to La Mer, which is, like let's say the whole set is $168, I think, for ours. La Mer is like $1,000 for comparable products.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
our company, and I actually spoke with the founder earlier this year of Neolife, and we were talking about how his heart is to be able to be a household name and product with the best ingredients, the best quality for a low price. And so we don't we don't mark it up a huge amount.
Hmm.
Instead of spending money on advertising like commercials and, any advertising, it's done through network marketing. So we get paid to share and to educate. Our company does not want us being obnoxious salespeople. Our company has, his heart is to be all over in third world countries, even giving good nutrition to people that are not getting it.
Well, aren't we in Africa?
We are a household name in Africa, just like of
Wow.
Clorox here. They know Neolife in all over Africa. We are like everybody has Neolife in their house.
Wow. Now, how much would it be if somebody was got it at the 25% off on our skincare box? How much would it cost?
I think it's about $168. I think that is the
Oh, it
price.
is. That's
Yeah.
the oh, okay. Well, anyway, I'm sold because I thought I'm just going to try it. It said that actually the toner and stuff, it actually brings your face to a pH level.
Yes.
Yeah. See, and
Uh-huh.
I just, that came out years ago. I used to use Prel shampoo when I was a kid, probably super high in acidic. Now people want pH, you want to
Yeah.
get a pH balance. And even in your body, you want to be, have a pH balance. So anyway, I just want to say that. But the last one, this one I just got, I didn't know this. CoQ10, after 50, your body does not make it affects your CoQ10, whatever it is. And people, my friend is getting on it because they want to put her on statins. And she's like, I don't want it. And I've been reading, and you've been, Marilyn's, that these statins that people go on, and even there's a book out there, The Myth or something of cholesterol. Isn't it called that or something?
The great cholesterol myth. Yeah.
Yeah. And that actually these statins can cause dementia. So I don't want that at my age. I don't think I have any yet at 80. I'm still working for 4 attorneys. And anyway, and so she told the doctor, no, you're not going to put me on statins. She just got on CoQ10. And I didn't know
CoQ10,
about it myself. So I've added now one of those to mine.
I believe we're the only food sourced CoQ10. And we are, what CoQ10 is it's coenzyme, right? And it's for mitochondrial cellular health. It helps your heart,
Mm.
really helps your heart. Yeah, it's so
See,
good.
I've been hearing a lot about mitochondrial. Anyway, so personally, I started out with the Pro Vitality and the shake. That's what I really did start out with. And that's a good beginning for people. And people have even lost weight with what do they call it? The breakfast pack?
That's the breakfast pack. Yes.
Okay, so what do you get with the breakfast pack? You get the Pro Vitality and you get chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, right?
Yeah.
And you get 2 of these. And people have lost weight. People have had it's just helping. It's helping your body. I do believe this, Stephanie, and so does Neolife believe this. The body is capable of healing itself if it's given the right nutrients. And
Yeah.
we cannot get all the nutrients from our food anymore because the soil is denatured and all the GMO stuff and all that stuff. And so I just think people are really getting more concerned, especially as we age. Kids, I don't know, kids are like, oh, I don't need that. They go out and eat hamburgers, hot dogs, and stuff. But as we get older and we start getting, what's a funny story? And then we should probably say goodbye because we're going on for a while. But it's so funny. So when I was in my 20s, my aunts and uncles would come over to visit my folks. Hey, how you doing, Joe? Oh gosh, my back's been hurting. I've got pain in my knee. And I'm 20. I'm thinking, is that all you guys ever talk about? Is your aches and pains? I just thought now that I'm 80, hey, how are you doing? Oh, I just had my bone scan. I got osteopenia. I got osteoporosis. Oh, I've been getting backaches. Full motion is another one that is life changing. I want to see if I can find it here. Full motion,
Oh,
got the
yeah.
glucosamine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I do have, I went to the doctor and I said, I've been having some problems with my knees. She goes, Nadine, she's Italian. Nadine, you're getting old. You're getting older. You're going to get a little arthritis, right? But then she really hit me hard. She goes, not only that, Nadine, the more weight that you are, the harder it is on your knees. She goes, you know what? You need to lose 20 pounds.
Let me end with this. I think that's all awesome. Yes, I totally agree. And the full motion is fabulous. But I have been a part of this business for over 20 years, and I
Okay.
know people who have been in this business for longer than that, even, and they literally are aging backwards. And I've watched people from very serious sickness and chronic sickness and
Wow.
disease to vibrant health and just full body, complete health. Like they test in the doctor's offices and they're like 20 years, 30 years younger
Wow.
than their physical ages.
Will I look younger too?
Yeah. Absolutely, yes. So, okay, let's
All
wrap it
right.
up because this has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, it
Thank you
has.
so much. I hope you
Great
learned something.
information, though. You're a wealth of knowledge.
If you want to buy anything, just text one of us or whoever shared this with you,
Yes.
and we can help you figure out how to
Or
buy
DM me.
the
DM me, if I do if I send this to you on Messenger, just DM me back and I'll talk to you how I can help you get it.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Have a
right.
great day, everyone.
All
Thanks
right.
for
You have
watching.
a great day.
Okay, bye.
Bye.